If you got a letter in the mail this week, you already know this, but there's big news regarding our facility. Don't get excited yet, because I didn't even tell you anything about it. You're all like, let's scream. Wait, hold on. Let's hear him out. So we've been negotiating on a building over the last 3 weeks. This past week, we settled on a price with the seller of the building. So it is official. We're buying our first home. We've been looking for 2 years. We've been actually kind of portable, living out of a trailer for 4 years as a church. So it's kind of cool that we could find a home of our own. And I want you to learn about this building. So let me show you some pictures. The building is a church building, and it is located in Palos Heights, which is central to where most of our people come from, which means for most people, it's not like it's going to be a giant change to their commute. But this is the building. We'll show the next picture here. The layout on the right-hand side is the worship space. On the left-hand side would be the gym/children's classroom space. So in a moment when we show you pictures inside the church building, the right side is the worship space. The left side toward the back is the other space. It's on 127th Street in Palos Heights, across from the Palos Heights Recreational Center and Independence Junior High. Here's just kind of a shot in summer where there's green grass growing, and here's another shot in fall. Just a longer shot of what the building looks like from the west side. This is Life Church. If you've driven past there, they're selling this building to us. Here's a couple more shots on the outside. That's kind of the entryway that people would walk in. And here is an inside shot currently of the sanctuary. How many of you were with us the first year when we had pews in our church, huh? Yeah. Posturepedic, right? They keep you sitting up nice and straight. We'd probably replace them with chairs, but the sanctuary seats 475 people, which is comparable to what we have right now. The auditorium at Stagg seats 500. We only fill the auditorium about halfway each service right now, so there's plenty of room to grow. In fact, we've estimated we could, not that we will, but we could triple in size in this building very easily. Okay, here's some more pictures. There's a gym. It's not a giant gym, but it's a big enough gym for playing basketball and having fellowship events. Here's another picture outside. So this is the southwest corner, and then we'll just drive you around the building here. Here's the southeast corner, and on the right there is the gym. Now this is the northeast corner, looking at the gym and the children's classrooms and the parking lot. And then here's from the other angle, the other corner. That's looking back toward the Palos Heights Water Tower facing south, and the rec center across the street. And I think now we're back to an aerial shot. It's incredibly exciting that we found a church for sale, because most church buildings we looked at didn't have a sanctuary big enough for our church. They had like plenty of fellowship and classroom space, but they didn't have a Sunday like room big enough for our worship service. So the fact that this church has that makes it special. It also decreases the hassle of trying to get a building zoned for a church and fire code and all that. The fact that it's already grandfathered as a church makes it really easy to transition it to our style of church. The fact that it's centrally located was a big perk, and the price was right. The asking price was, it was valued at $2 million. The asking price was 1.9. And John Herzog and I managed to negotiate them down to $1.5 million for buying this building, which is a bargain, a tremendous bargain. We've heard that if it's all updated with a new roof and new this and a new that in great condition, it would probably be appraised at about $3 million. So it's kind of like half off. I like that. Do you like that? I like that. Let me give you some facts on the building. Palos Heights on 127th Street between Harlem and Ridgeland to get your bearings. Now, just so you know, there's still a church meeting there, so don't go there after church today and drive through their parking lot looking in their windows. Certainly don't walk in and be like, I'm home! Don't do that. Don't do that. Give them some space as their church is finding out about this too. It's just 5 miles from Stagg, a 10-minute drive. It's toward the center of our demographic, so everybody wins. It's 23,800 square feet, 475-seat auditorium, 7 classrooms, 2 meeting rooms, 5 offices, a kitchen, and a gym. was built in 1950 and it was expanded after that. A couple more facts. There's 145 parking spots. That could be a problem as we grow. There's another 60 spots across the street at the community center. And churches, since the 50s, since those parking spots were available, they've let the church use them. So that's 200 spots that are available very close by. Again, the appraisal currently is $2 million, asking $1.9 million, negotiated $1.5 million. We actually think, because of some of the repairs that need to be done and the upgrades, it could turn out to be a $2 million project. But even with that number, just to give you perspective, our facility team thought on the low end we would have a total project of about $4 million. Realistically, it could have been $6 million. So we were planning to bring to you a $4 to $6 million project. The fact that we're able to bring a $2 million project is like, huh? Wow, we weren't even planning for that. The daily car count that goes by the church is 17,500, which will increase the awareness that people have of our church and also put our roots down in a real community so that we have an established presence there. This is the beginning of buying this building. We don't have anything in writing yet. We're going to sign a purchase agreement this week. So it's the beginning of closing on a building. What's going to happen in January is we're going to have in December, really we're just going to have time for inspections and reports and environmental surveys and all that. We probably won't have a chance to get you guys in the building until January. In January, we'll have some tours of the building. We'll probably have a vision night in the building to show how ministry is going to be done there. We'll have a better handle on finances then and what we're trying to raise and how we're going to go about doing that. That'll be January. February or March is when we would likely close on the purchase after we get lots of feedback from you, lots of feedback from the inspectors, lots of feedback from many different sources on how we can best do ministry in the building. That would be February, March. And our hope is that we can have some services in this building kind of secretly without inviting the whole area so that we can get things worked out. And then we'll invite everybody from the community to come, and we're kind of driving toward a really big Easter service in our new house. That would be the hope. The hope. All right, well, let me say this. This is an amazing opportunity God has put in front of each one of us. And at times in Scripture, when God puts a faith challenge in front of his people, he looks right into their heart to see how they're going to respond. Right? Why would Jesus say to them, you go and feed the 5,000, when he already knew he was going to do it? It's because he wanted to do this. He wanted to look into their heart and see what's going to go on. Same thing with the Israelites. Go ahead and take the land. Go on and do it. We don't know if we can. So this is a faith challenge placed in front of us, and we have to rise up in faith, believing that God is going to make it possible for us to do this. But it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take tremendous wisdom. It's going to take sacrificial generosity on the part of God's people to actually make this happen. Now, we didn't even plan this coincidence, but we've been pushing a giving challenge at the end of the year toward the building fund. We had already planned to do that before this opportunity came up. So you may have gotten one of these in the mail, and there's also one in the bulletin. We're challenging everybody who calls Harvest Payless home to give a sacrificial gift to the building fund this December. We really want everyone to own the fact that God has given us this opportunity. And who knows the definition of sacrifice in your household? I would hope that even if you were to give 2 quarters, maybe in the eyes of Jesus that would be more sacrificial than someone who could give tens of thousands of dollars. We don't know. But my hope is that you would include yourself in that 100% participation goal and say, we don't know what it's going to be, but we're going to give something. And I think there are some people who could give something unbelievable. But we want to seize this opportunity by faith, trusting God to provide. So have the conversations at the dinner table, involve your children in the process, and then decide what you can give, and give a gift to the building fund this December. There'll be more opportunities in January when we find out more to give, but we're challenging all of God's people in December to give toward it. Now, I'm sure you have lots of questions, and we will be giving more information out in the future. We'll be putting all of this information on the blog and on the website, and we'll send it out to you so that we can keep you updated. Your small group leaders also have a little bit more information, and you can ask them some questions, or you can see me after the service. But hey, let's just celebrate what the Lord is doing right now. What an amazing opportunity this is.